everybody. I'm Chase Folsom. I'm here with Christopher DeHarde. We are live at Knoxville Raceways following the Thursday night prelim nights. And I'm just going to jump right into it because Kyle Larson is unstoppable right now. He swept the Ironman weekend, he won the Oski, and now he wins tonight. I'm just going to present you the question. Can anybody beat him on Saturday?
Yes, Kyle Larson can beat himself. Sometimes if you overcomplicate things, you can end up hurting yourself, but Larson just had to make my pick lose. Y'all saw last night I picked Rico to win on Thursday. Stole your pick. Who'd you pick again?
Carson Macedo, the other guy on the podium.
Yeah, and we both lost.
It's because neither of us took the low-hanging fruit.
I think, well, also, to be fair, I don't think any of us expected Larson to draw the first pill in qualifying. He said, I think, the third fastest time, which, that's another thing, too. Well, we're going to jump around here. We're going to go all over the place, folks. Just bear with us here. Having the post-race Coke, as always. Darren Pittman, he set the fastest time in in qualifying. He was like 3/10 faster than Tyler Courtney, who I think was second fastest. By the way, it is really cold here, y'all.
It is freezing, so that's why I'm shivering.
Yeah, if any of y'all are looking at going to Knoxville in the future, please bring a hoodie. You'll thank both of us later for that advice. So anyway, Darren Pittman, he set the fastest time in qualifying. I think he won his heat race, if my memory is correct.
We're 8th to 1st.
Yeah, 8th to 1st. Great job by him. I think, didn't he get second total in points tonight, I think?
So he and Larson actually sit tied with 490. Larson gets the pole due to the fact that he had the higher finishing position in the A main. So Pittman went 8th to 6th in the main. Nonetheless, both of them really solid night. I mean, the thing about Larson is the entire field should be worried because he started on pole last year and he led all 50. And that guy, in the past 10 days, is the hottest guy on the planet driving a sprint car. Now, if there's anybody that I think can do it as the sleeper, I think it is Darren Pittman. He was absolutely flying tonight. He was fast in the Cappy on Sunday, too.
Yep.
I don't know what you saw of his heat race. That was an impressive drive.
Yeah, going from 8th to 1st, I was over there in turn 1. I was trying to focus on who was leading, throughout, just to make sure I had, my mental notes right. But I wasn't paying attention to Pittman until he actually got to 3rd, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, he started at 8th. I better be paying attention, now, and so I was when he got to 2nd and then the lead. I think Knoxville has a habit of once in a while producing a race on Saturday that completely goes against everything that you think it's going to be. It was like that in 2016 when Jason Johnson won. I think Tim Schaefer won it in 2010. I think that was an upset too. Craig Kinzer got the Nationals win in 2005. Oh, by the way, that 2010 win from Schaefer, that was after Sammy Swindell led the first 46 of 50 laps when he had a tire fail. And then I think Schatz got the lead, and then he lost it with the lead with 2 to go, I want to say. It's on YouTube. You can find it. But it's just one of those things where it's like every once in a while, this track produces a wild card race, and there is that possibility on Saturday, if the track is like it was tonight you could actually pass here. It wasn't like it was on Wednesday night where if you started up front, you were more likely going to stay there. We mentioned Pittman going from 8th to 1st. A couple of other drivers went from like 8th to 4th, 8th to 3rd in their heats.
Macedo went 7th to 1st in his heat.
Yep, see? So tonight you could pass. Whatever the track crew did here at Knoxville, I hope they repeat that for Friday and Saturday because it worked. It was tremendous. Now, I want to bring up also, so Brad Sweet won the last several World of Outlaws championships. Unfortunately, did not get into the A main. We're going to go over here the top points getters in the formats from Wednesday and Thursday. Drivers got points based on where they finished in their heat races and how they did in qualifying and how they did in their final feature race. And so that determines who is locked into the A main on Saturday and who is locked into the B main. The top 26 drivers in points had locked-in spots for Saturday's races. The top 16 were locked into the top 16 of the A main. 17 through 26 here were locked into the top 10 spots of the B main. Let me just go over the drivers real quick here. Kyle Larson, Darren Pittman, are going to start on the front row of the A main on Saturday. Third on points was Tyler Courtney. He's fourth on points was Carson Macedo. They both raced tonight. Fifth was Giovanni Selzi. He won the race. He won the Wednesday night feature. Sixth was Rico Abreu. Starting seventh on Saturday is going to be Brian Brown. Abreu and Brown were both racing tonight. Anthony Macri starts eighth. Brady Bacon starts ninth. This is his first A main in the Knoxville Nationals. He's locked in already. He doesn't have to do anything on Friday except just watch everybody else race. 10th is Scott Boguski from Australia. 11th is Corey Day, who's done a lot of good things in sprint cars this year. 12th is Brent Marks. 13th, Bill Balog, who actually led the first 12 laps of tonight's race. Great job by him, by the way. 14th, Sheldon Hodenshield. 15th, Chase Randall. And 16th, Jacob Allen. Brad Sweet was 17th on points, one behind Jacob Allen. He will start on the pole in the B main for Saturday night. Justin Pegg was 18th in points. Matt Jewell, 19th, who he set fast time on Wednesday night. Corey Eliason, 20th on points. James McFadden, 21st. David Gravel, 22nd on points. Then Garrett Williamson, Dusty Zomer, Brock Zierfoss, and Cap Henry were the last of the drivers locked into Saturday's B main. The top four from tomorrow's A main go into the Knoxville Nationals A main on Saturday. 21st through 24th in the A main on Saturday will be from the top four finishers of Saturday night's B main. There's a lot of alphabet soup that we have left to eat. And are you looking forward to it, Chase?
Absolutely looking forward to it. A guy we mentioned I want to make a quick note of, Rico Abreu.
Yes.
He won the Cappy on Sunday. So close to winning here tonight. And really, he had a shot to win last year before a flat tire. He was running down Larson. So if you're looking for a guy that's not named Kyle Larson and isn't starting on the front row like Darren Pittman and is going to have to pass a few cars that you might want to put some money on, Rico Abreu is a really good pick. He's definitely due for a big one here at Knoxville. The track surface is just going to be ever-changing because tomorrow there will be more cars on track and more laps on track than the entire rest of the week.
Yep.
And then Saturday comes around, and it's the least amount of laps on track because there is no hot laps, there's no time trials, no heats. It's just straight to the E-main.
No, I think there's hot laps.
There is hot laps, just no time trials, no heats. So tomorrow and Saturday are going to produce a completely different track surface and really how it races from what we've seen the last two nights. So a lot of guys are definitely going to be keeping their eye on the track tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to translate to Saturday. The guys that are competing tomorrow, there's some big names in that field. Logan Schuchart did not transfer through tonight, neither did Spencer Baston or Zeb Wise. We know from last night Buddy Kofoid's heartbreaking last lap of the B main, along with Donnie Schatz, who had an absolutely terrible A main. Who do you have your eye on as the biggest story in tomorrow night's Hard Knocks?
Well, it's going to be Donnie Schatz, obviously. I mean, the guy's won here 11 times. The only guy that's won more times here than him is Steve Kinzer for the Knoxville Nationals. I'm not talking about weekly stuff. Schatz is going to be my main one to watch because, let's face it, he's the GOAT around here for the Nationals. I also want to bring up... Sorry.
Somebody may have just crashed behind us.
So turn 3, for those of y'all that aren't as familiar with Knoxville, it's a big party area behind us over there in turn 3. I have something I want to bring up about the A-Main in a little bit, but Donnie Schatz is definitely my number one story for Friday night because, like I said, he's the GOAT around here, and I don't see him resting on his laurels. They've got to be working on something to try and get that car going, and I think they're gonna pull it out. But I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. But I have a good feeling they're gonna do it.
Honestly, my maybe not the biggest story that I'm following, but I think my favorite for tomorrow is Buddy Kofoid.
Yeah,
they were fast yesterday, and he just got outdone on the last lap by a guy who's won a Knoxville Nationals and David Gravel. He did everything he could do. They have a really fast race car. But the story I'm going to be watching is Logan Schuchart.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some conversations between he and that team and Jacob Allen to see what the 1A had last night that the 1S did not have tonight, because Allen nearly won the feature last night.
Yep.
And Logan Schuchart was in no man's land tonight. He couldn't go forward in his heat, couldn't go forward in the B main, wasn't even close to transferring to the A. There's going to be some soul searching in that camp tonight when they come back here tomorrow, because he's going to be deep in the field and they have a lot of ground to make up.
And Logan knows how to win big money races. If y'all watched sprint car racing last year, you know that Logan Schuart won the $1 million to win race at Eldora Speedway, which, by the way, that car that he won that race with is over there in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum over there outside of turn number 2. So if you're going to be in Knoxville, go take a look at that. It's really awesome. Now, real quick, I do want to bring up something about the A-Main also tomorrow. One person we cannot sleep on is Tyler Courtney. He starts 3rd. He won the 360 Nationals here last week. He's done a couple of other weekly shows here with his team, and I think they have a great piece that they've built up. And I talked to him after the race tonight. He's hungry, and I think he's someone that we cannot overlook. He started 2nd the last time he ran here in 2022. Excuse me. He did not run here last year because he was injured. He had a back injury, and don't overlook him. Do not overlook him. He's someone that's going to be a force to be reckoned with when the money is on the table for the end of the 50-lap feature on Saturday night.
I have one more thing to add before we close here. For anybody that says the World of Outlaws are favoring Kyle Larson, why would they favor a guy that co-owns their rival series? On that note, that's going to do it for us here from Knoxville. For Christopher DeHarde, I'm Chase Folsom. We will see you tomorrow night for Hard Knocks at Knoxville Raceway.
And you can watch all of that on Dirt Vision.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.